would begin by calling on Professor Yao Atmo Wiafi, who is the Dean of the Faculty of Allied Health of the KNUST. Let's welcome Prof. And Prof is standing in for the Provost of the College of Health Sciences, Professor Christian Ajari, to open the event for us. Prof. Wiafi.
Good morning to you all. The Provost sends his greetings and regrets not being here with you because of another event. And instead, he has given me a speech to read on his behalf. Provosts of colleges, deans, heads of departments, faculty, parents and guardians, ladies and gentlemen, and our cherished medical and dental students. I am honored as Provost of the College of Health Sciences to address you on this solemn and significant occasion, the second White Coat ceremony of the School of Medical Sciences and School of Dentistry. Today marks a defining moment in your professional journey. The White Coat ceremony is not a mere formality, it is a public affirmation of your entry into a profession founded on trust, ethical responsibility, service, and lifelong commitment to learning. The White Coat you receive today is both a privilege and a responsibility, one that must be worn with humility, discipline, and integrity. The College of Health Sciences is driven by a vision to remain the center of excellence in health sciences education, research, and service, producing health professionals who are competent, compassionate, and responsive to national and global health challenges. Our mission emphasizes rigorous training, ethical practice, innovation, and service to humanity. The ceremony reflects those ideals and reinforces our collective commitment to professionalism. The chosen theme, Professionalism among Medical and Dental Trainees in a Digital Age, speaks directly to the realities of contemporary healthcare, training, and practice. You are being trained at a time when digital technology, electronic health systems, and social media are transforming health care delivery and professional interaction. While these tools enhance efficiency and access, they also introduce new ethical, professional, and legal responsibilities. Professionalism in the digital age requires sound judgment, respect for patient confidentiality, responsible online conduct, and ethical use of technology. As trainees of this college, you must remember that your conduct, both online and offline, reflects the profession, the university, and the trust society places in you. Equally important is our commitment as a college to the One Health approach, which recognizes the interdependence of human health, animal health, and the environment. As future doctors and dentists, professionalism must extend beyond clinical competence to include public health advocacy, environmental consciousness, interdisciplinary collaboration, and community engagement. Healthcare challenges today are complex, and addressing them requires professionals who can take holistically think holistically, and act collaboratively. From this day forward, you will be held to a higher standard of behavior and accountability. Professionalism will be measured not only by your academic performance, but also by your respect for patients, empathy. Your respect for patients, empathy in care, integrity in assessment, teamwork in practice, and willingness to learn from errors and experience. To parents and guardians, we acknowledge your sacrifices and the trust you have placed in us. To our faculty, we commend your dedication to mentorship and excellence in training. To our students, I urge you to wear your white coats not just on ceremonial days, but in your conduct, your decisions, and your character. On behalf of the College of Health Sciences, I congratulate you on reaching this important milestone. May this ceremony inspire you to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, embrace innovation, responsibility, and remain committed to service, compassion, and excellence throughout your careers. Once again, congratulations, and I wish you every success in your journey ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Amuriafe. Most often, when there are ceremonies about people or groups, there's this thing that those who are the primary reason for it barely hear what is going on, like weddings, and people don't even hear the sermons that are preached. Dear junior colleagues, today is about you. And I hope that all the things that our invited guests are saying, you are listening. We've heard things about conduct, sound judgment, ethical judgment. Please don't just move through the ceremony. Kindly pay attention, because the things they are saying are meant, and I mean meant, to guide you for the rest of your training years. And so we'll hear again from the Dean of School of Medical Sciences, Professor Nchukwusi, to address us.
Thank you very much, Anita. Oh, it's not Anita. Good morning. As Dr. Amwaku said, we used to be School of Medicine and Dentistry. But the regulator decided to separate the two schools so that we can be efficient administrative-wise. So I would like to call on my colleague Dean, School of Dentistry, to come and stand by me. Professor Alex Oti Echampong, the Dean of the School of Dentistry. The Provost of the College of Health Sciences, Professor Christian Ejari, who is ably represented by Professor Amo Wiafe, who is also the Dean of the School of Allied Health. Provost, College of Science, Professor Philip Nchiejei. Provost, College of Engineering, Professor Nyakun Brichum. Former Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Peter Donko. CEO, Komfanoche Teaching Hospital, Dr. Pakwesi Beidu. Regional Director of Health Services, Central Region, Dr. Alberta Nyakun Brichum. Registrars, Deans, and former Deans of SMS, I can see Professor Gbenyaga, Professor Sarkodie, Professor Anson, vice deans, former vice deans, heads of departments, fellow lecturers, guest of honor, Dr. Dennis Odailai, proud parents and guardians, our cherished medical and dental students whom we celebrate today, the media, ladies and gentlemen. I warmly welcome you all to the second white coat ceremony of the School of Medical Sciences and the School of Dentistry. The white coat ceremony is a rite of passage from the clinical years of medical training from the preclinical years of medical training to the clinical years. It serves as a formal initiation into the medical profession, reinforcing the values of empathy, integrity, and responsibility, qualities essential for clinicians. Our chosen theme, professionalism among medical and dental trainees in a digital age, could not be more timely. Our students are entering the health profession at a time of unprecedented technological advancement. The digital age has transformed how we learn, communicate, diagnose, treat, and even how patients perceive us. With a few keystrokes, medical knowledge that once took years to access is now instantly available. Social media platforms amplify voices, shape opinions, and sometimes blur the boundaries between personal expression and professional responsibility. As trainees, you must remember that your professional identity begins now, not at graduation. What you post online, how you engage on social media, how you use patient information, and how you present yourselves in digital spaces all reflect on you, on our school, and on the profession that you are joining. The white coat, therefore, comes with responsibilities that extend beyond the ward and the clinic into the digital space. You must learn to pause before you post, to verify before you share, and to always place patient dignity and public trust above personal visibility or popularity. I would like to leave with you some few words of advice before I sit down. What I have termed as the 5 H's of a good medical student. So when we are teaching you, I teach cardiopulmonary resuscitation. We always teach you about the 5 H's and the 5 T's. Now, I want you to take note of these 5 H's of a good medical student. Number 1, which is the first H, is honesty. Be truthful in your studies, in your clinical encounters, and in your documentation. In your interaction with patients, colleagues, and supervisors, trust is the foundation of medical practice. In this age of technology, some doctors can sit in their offices and see patients. They look at other colleagues' history, cut and paste. Be honest. Don't write what you have not seen. And don't put down anything about any patient that you haven't examined. The second H is humility. Be humble. Always willing to learn from your teachers, nurses, patients, and even learn from your mistakes. Humility keeps you teachable and safe. When I was a house officer, I was very good in the application of POP. Now, guess what? Who taught me the application of POP. Our senior colleagues will remember 3 Audleys at the Poly Theatre, the late Mr. Tebi, Negro, and Mr. Tufo. They were Audleys, but they taught me how to apply POP. They had experience. They had worked for almost 10 years when we got in. Be humble. You can learn a lot from the team. Humility will keep you teachable and safe. The third H is hard work. Medicine demands discipline, consistency, and perseverance. You can't be a good doctor when you are not disciplined. I was disappointed to see some of our students coming in late today. In medicine, you have to work hard. The clinical years is apprenticeship. You'll be on the ward from morning till evening. You have to dress well. And dressing well also demands hard work. You can't wear anything to the ward. Put on your nice shirt, your tie, your pair of shoes with your socks, not the scraps and the clocks that you wear. And it's hard work. Your effort today determines the quality of care you give tomorrow. The fourth H that I want you to take home is humanity. Never forget that behind every case, every investigation and diagnosis is a human being. Have empathy. Don't refer to your patients as cases. Oh, we've seen an interesting case. Come around. Bed 2, bed 3. Have empathy. Be human. Call your patients by name. Call your colleagues by name. Don't say nurse, labourer, and like my colleague surgeons who say anesthetic. Be human. Call people by their name. Our patients are often anxious. They are in pain and vulnerable. Compassion is as important as clinical skill. The fifth H that I will leave with you is honor. Uphold the dignity of the profession at all times. On the ward, in the lecture hall, and in digital spaces. Let your conduct bring respect to yourself, your school, and the profession. If you remember nothing else from today, remember the 5 H's. Honesty, humility, hard work, humanity, and honor. Note that the digital age does not replace these values. It tests them. To our parents and guardians, we thank you for entrusting your children to us. We assure you that we will not only train them to be skilled clinicians, but also nurture them to be ethical, compassionate, and socially responsible professionals. To my colleagues and faculty, this ceremony also reminds us of our duty to model the professionalism we expect of our students, including how we conduct ourselves in this digital era. Let's remind ourselves that one day we will be their patients. In 10 to 15 years' time, these students will be our doctors. They'll be our physicians, our cardiologists, our anesthesiologists, and our surgeons. What we put into them is what they will give to us. They can't give us what they don't have. So let's model them the way we want them to be. And to my dear students, as you don your white coats today, I urge you to wear them with humility and a sense of responsibility. Let this moment mark your commitment to excellence, to service, and to professionalism. both in the physical and the digital worlds. On behalf of the School of Medical Sciences and the School of Dentistry, I congratulate you and formally welcome you into the noble journey of medicine. Thank you, and may your training be guided by wisdom, integrity, and compassion. God bless you.
Dear students, the Dean is welcoming you, and he's talked about the five, I'll call it the 5 virtues of medical student, the 5 H's. He's mentioned honesty, humility, hard work, humanity, and honor. And these, he said, you would learn from the least to the highest in rank, from the gate man in the clinical setting to the CEO. And at this juncture, we would have Dr. Yao Oparilabi address us on behalf of the CEO of Confanoche, where you are coming to spend the next 3 years of your life. Welcome, Dr. Labi.
Thank you, Esinam. Good morning. Provost of the College of Health Sciences, ably represented, permits me to stand on the existing protocols to address the gathering. I'd like to say that I'm privileged to be standing here on behalf of the CEO, who's presently attending a graduation ceremony currently taking place at Confanoche. So I'm here on his behalf. Thank you. I'd like to bring you greetings from the CEO and management, and Prof. Nchukwusi is one of our board members, so greetings from Confanoche to everyone gathered here, and to all parents, students, media, and everyone here. And I also like to express my gratitude for being at this ceremony. This is my second attendance. So last year I had the privilege of gowning some students. And one thing I'm also very grateful for is grateful to God for being here, being in the class of 2000. Those of us who graduated in 2000. We were supposed to have finished school in 1999, but we finished in 2000 because of a strike. But we are here. Some of us are here today, and we can see our professors who taught us, who corrected us. We've seen other people. We have parents here, some who counseled us on many issues, colleagues. So it's really gratifying to be here. I feel very much at home. I work in Confanoche. I'm an obstetrician gynecologist. And to get here, I went through SMS. And then I went to Confanoche. So all the professors, most of the professors you see here, have had, the doctors or the clinicians, have had training between these two institutions. So I'll say the marriage or the bond between these two institutions is so important because it forms the foundation of everyone sitting here today. SMS and Confanoche Teaching Hospital have over the years produced many people who are serving in different parts of the globe. I don't know if I can exclude Greenland. We are everywhere. And we are making the names of these two great institutions shine. And it's because of the heritage, what we have gotten from what happened many years ago. I grew up on this campus, so I saw the medical school being built. So in the 70s, we saw it. And I heard the conversations of my father and his colleagues about how they were going about this school and how some people said it wouldn't succeed. But here we are today. The numbers keep increasing. We keep making impacts around the world. So this relationship that we have between Confanoche Teaching Hospital and School of Medical Sciences and School of Dentistry is so important, and we have to do everything to make it stronger and stronger so that we can continue to impact the world. The theme of today's ceremony being professionalism among medical and dental trainees couldn't be discussed later. This is the best time to talk about it because now we have so many challenges that we face in this world. Increasing numbers of students, we are having fewer patients who now are very, very, they are very assertive. During our day, it was easy to go and talk to a patient on the ward. Now it's different. Now you have to even use mannequins, and you have to use people who will pretend or who act as patients, who are not ill, but we have to train them and school them to become patients. So in the current era in which we are, we find that training medical students is very challenging, even though we now have a lot of gadgets and tools to teach and to learn. However, at the end of your training, you find out that when you are practicing, you are going to now be dealing with a human being, and you are not dealing with a machine, you're not dealing with a mannequin. So it's very important that our students really push professionalism to a level which will enable them to impact the communities in which they serve. Integrity is defined as making sure that in all aspects of our lives, you are maintaining of high standards, making sure that you are doing things properly. I'll say, arguably, we are doing the most important job in the world. Please don't get me wrong. The reason why I'm saying this is that we are taking care of ourselves, human beings. So we have to be very careful with how we work. This morning, I chanced upon an article about the captain who landed his plane in the Hudson River about 15 years ago. And now he's going around, he's a motivational speaker, and he's a speaker for the airlines and the aviation industry. That day, what happened there was a combination of teamwork, beautiful teamwork. Because they said, come back to the airport to land. He said, no, we can't. We are landing in the river. And everyone had to get ready. Prepare the passengers, pilots, everyone had to get ready. And they had to land safely. And it happened. And no one died in that flight. That's how our work is. What Prof said, I have experienced it. The first time I was delivering a baby with forceps, I didn't know how to use it. And I couldn't get the head out. It was a midwife who has passed on a few years ago. She asked me, Yao, in tree, wuni madie way you see? Me say, ma me nim you see. Yenese. And I delivered the head. The first person who taught me how to suture was a midwife in 5th year. And we went there to try and catch babies in the night because at that time you get more babies to catch. We say catching babies, delivering babies. And it was a midwife called Sister Kuon. She's alive. But she taught me how to stitch, not a surgeon. So please, make sure that you are humble. When you are humble, you are ready to receive. And when you are humble, it shall be given unto you. As I end my message, Proverbs 19:8 says something. It said, do yourself a favor. Learn all you can and remember what you learn, and you will prosper. So that's my message to you, students. Learn all you can and remember all you learn, and you shall prosper. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Labi. We'll take a pause to reflect on all that we've said as the medical heralds give us a short tune.
That the journey would be easy.
Thank you very much, Medical Heralds. I think we should clap for them again, because in the School of Medical Sciences and School of Dentistry, we do not only train people to be doctors, but we focus on their holistic development. So you see them acknowledging the grace and mercy of God, which is what has brought them this far. And I believe our junior colleagues who are going to have the white coat event today recognize that, because Prof. Abedu's anatomy, it takes grace to recognize the Brunner's gland and the Hassel's corpuscles. And Prof. Titiloye's pathology. Nick, you got the response. I didn't have to say anything. And Prof. Fonjo's biochemistry. Linda, you know what you are doing to them. But it's grace. We have some very special guests. All of us are special, but a few deserve mention. Professor Peter Donko is a former Pro-Vice Chancellor and Provost of the College of Health Sciences. Thank you, Prof. Professor Chiri Agbenyaga, a former Dean and Provost. I've seen him here. Okay. Where is Prof. Agbe? Okay. Prof, thank you. Then we also have Prof. Daniel Anson, former Dean of the School of Medical Sciences. Prof. Samson Entry, former Vice Dean. Prof. Jocelyn Dogbe, former Vice Dean. Professor Richard Phillips, Director KCCR and Professor in the Department of Medicine. Thank you, Prof. Then Prof. Margaret Frimpong, my teacher. Prof, thank you. And she's seated by one of her students as well. But some training she taught you as well, I believe, yes. All right. Then we have professors and provosts from sister colleges who also happen to be proud parents of our School of Medical Sciences. Prof. Philip Entry J, Provost of College of Health Sciences. Prof, thank you for coming. Professor Brichum Nyako, Provost of College of Engineering. So today they are not here as provosts, they are here as parents, I believe. And Prof. Brichum is accompanied by my senior colleague, Dr. Mrs. Alberta Brichum Nyako, the Regional Director of Health Services for Central Region and former Director PPME at the Ghana Health Service. There are many more. Professor Nkansa, Dean of Pharmacy, I've seen you, Prof, give us a wave. I've seen Prof. Ayensu from Pharmacy. I've seen Prof. Mrs. Aduma Samoa, Africa Hall Senior Tutor, as a hall master. I think she's also a parent. So thank you, all of you, for joining us, and we'll introduce some more as we go on. Mr. Isaac Owusu, CEO, Isaac Books, I've seen you somewhere in the crowd. I believe he's also a parent. Give us a wave. And I think I've seen our senior colleague, Dr. Jakupoku, as well. I don't know why he's here as a parent or as a guest, but that is that. As we move on, I have a privilege to introduce a very special person. This person is an alumnus of our School of Medical Sciences, and I met him close to 30 years ago under the trees in front of Tab. He was eating banku and okro, and I was struggling to find my way into SMS. I didn't realize I was standing in front of SMS, and so I went to this very loud senior who was enjoying his banku and okro and asked him to direct me to SMS. And he directed me, and I think since then, I think we are friends. He currently works as the Deputy Director for Disease Surveillance and Head of Disease Surveillance at the Ghana Health Service headquarters. He previously was at Komfo Anokye as the head of public health, and his accomplishments are many. I dare say I can seek the permission of Dr. and Mrs. Brickchu Nyako to say that our next speaker is a giant of public health within the country. He was the main surveillance lead during Ghana's COVID event, and so he's a star of the country. Help me welcome Dr. Dennis Odalaye, our special guest speaker. And Dennis, I believe, is mates with the Vice Dean, Professor Stephen Safo, and several others. Welcome, Dennis.
Thank you very much. I nearly said Dr. Marco, but I think in line with social media, I also posted him. I remember that I posted him on my status a few days ago when he was promoted to the grade of professor. I was telling Professor Njukusi I was very happy with his salutations because they were long. And I was wondering whether I could do that and still stay within the 10 minutes I've been given. So, Prof, thank you very much. I'm going to stand on the protocol you've given out and to appreciate the opportunity to speak to our colleagues. And let me start by saying that the theme we have, professionalism among medical and dental trainees in a digital age. I'll agree with my senior, Dr. Labi, as well. This couldn't have come at a better time. The world has moved significantly from the days when we were being instructed as students in this very university on boards. And the few tech-savvy lecturers had transparencies, which I'm certain most of you in this room don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe you can Google it after this presentation. But now what do we have? We have YouTube, TikTok, and almighty AI, Copilot, ChatGPT. We even have digital stethoscopes. So are you hearing a memo? Is it pansystolic? A digital tool is going to tell you these. But does the digital age change everything about medicine? In this world, absolutes are certainly false. And so you can be assured that despite the fact that we are in the digital age, this is not going to change. To our dear clinical students, if you've never thought deeply about the practice of medicine or dentistry, today is the time to. Before I continue, I would like to share a few thoughts on the white coat. As far as I am concerned, white coat represents 4 key things. And don't forget what Professor Njukusi said about the 5 H's. So I'm adding mine. It's PACH. If you want to call it PAT, it's fine. If you want to call it PAC, it's fine. But the first one is professionalism. And I'm mindful of the fact that I'm in an academic environment. And so definitions are very important. So professionalism is the competence or skill expected of a professional. So there's something expected of us as professionals. The A is authority. The power or right to give orders, make decisions, and enforce obedience. The third one, the C, is confidence. Feeling or belief that one can have faith in or rely on something. I'm talking about the white coat you are going to be wearing and what it represents. The fourth one is hope. An optimistic state of mind that is based on an expectation of a positive outcome with respect to events and circumstances in one's own life. So for the real medical doctor or dental surgeon who wears a white coat, these characteristics or attributes, in addition to others that have been mentioned earlier, must necessarily be present. The white coat is reassuring and builds confidence in people who come into contact with it. And this you would see very earlier on in your practice, no matter how subtle. So one may ask, Is putting on a white coat a reason why one would exhibit these attributes? Will anyone with no medical training suddenly attain these attributes just because they put on a white coat? I'm certain that your answer is as good as mine. So then, why the fuss about this white coat ceremony? The white coat ceremony is not just symbolic. It is a time for reflection. And I'm certain that earlier speakers have given you things to think about. As clinical students, this ceremony is about setting our eyes and imbibing the principles underpinning the practice of medicine and dentistry. It is about asking critical questions regarding our readiness for the task ahead. Readiness not about passing exams with distinction or credit, or pass if you were like me who wanted to just pass. It is about upholding the ethical principles of practice to ensure that we excel in the practice of medicine and dentistry. Readiness entails not abusing confidence reposed in you by virtue of the fact that you are doctors or dental surgeons. I'll share a story as a clinical student during my senior clerkship. We were on our way to the ward on a Saturday morning, B5, and I'm certain we're going to meet Professor Dogbe then. We encountered a senior colleague who had been stopped by the security officer at the B block. This senior colleague was on his way to the ward to review cases. And we, as medical students, and as Dr. Parila said, you need to dress appropriately. We're in our white coats. And as we climbed the stairs, this security man uttered to our senior colleague, house officer. Well, he wasn't even our colleague, he was a medical student. Master Jiranche, Dr. Mbese. And I'm sure you know why he told him to stand aside for the doctors to pass. So perception, whether based on right or wrong principles or premises, are important in our profession. We must remember that some unscrupulous persons have also abused the use of the white coat. We've had several quack doctors who have abused the privileges that come with having a white coat. So, in addition to demonstrating these attributes, we owe it a duty to protect the white coat from imposters. And protecting them from imposters is not just about wearing the white coat and making sure that everybody else who wears it is a doctor. It's about going to the extent that anybody who sees you wearing the white coat, the attributes you are exhibiting demonstrate that you are. How we carry ourselves, what people see on us, what we wear, the confidence we exude are all important in this light. The expectations that come with the white coat are not superficial. If you do not have it in you, the principle we are espousing today, then you will be exposed. And it sounded like a very famous political statement, but that is very true. My second story about the white coat was during my housemanship. So as a house officer at the 37 Military Hospital, I remember a patient was rushed to the emergency. Of course, I was in white coat, but there was a nurse assistant, an older man, who was also in white coat. The patient's relatives passed me and went to this older man. Of course, which one of you would take your sick relative to a young, most likely inexperienced doctor when there's an older one there? And why did they assume he was a doctor? Because he was in white coat. Of course, he had to reluctantly direct them back to the doctor to attend to the patient. Perception is real. With this second experience, thank you very much. This second experience communicates that there are some prejudices as far as the white coat is concerned. So let me remind you again that the coat we wear today is not just symbolic. It represents a set of principles and expectations that are expected of us. Wearing in itself will not guarantee these. The white coat just serves as a reminder of the professional principles and ethics we need to uphold. I didn't have the privilege of a ceremony like this as a medical student. But nevertheless, we had lecturers who made sure that we got exposed to these principles, which we have carried on in our practice to date. I will want you to be proud of yourselves, but not practice with pride. Be proud of yourselves as medical students, as dental students. In fact, as clinical students. And I want to reference an illustrious son of this land who was a dean of the medical school when I joined as a student. And he's late recently. Professor Dr. Sir G.W. Brobe. Incidentally, he trained in both medicine and dentistry. I heard him a few times during my days as a medical student say that medicine is a profession for which many are called, but a few are chosen. So you are among a privileged few. Today, we've been told what is expected of you, and when you complete your training and qualify as dental surgeons and medical doctors, hold on to these attributes and let them guide you throughout your training and your practice. I wish you a very fruitful clinical training and an even more exciting journey in your world of practice. Finally, as a proud alumnus of this university, I want to thank the deans of the two schools, their bosses as well, the provosts, and ultimately the Vice Chancellor of the university for the privilege to be part of this ceremony. Thank you very much for your attention.
Let's do it better for Dr. Dennis Lai. Thank you very much, Dr. Lai, for sharing your experiences with us regarding the white coat. So we know it's not just symbolic, but it really epitomizes the virtues and standards that you need to uphold once you join the profession. And long before this idea of white coat ceremony was conceived, there were people who were champions of the virtues that we talk about today. And I'm privileged to introduce somebody who was my teacher and has been a long-standing advocate for professionalism in our profession. She's not just a medical doctor, she's a distinguished, and I don't use that word lightly, she's a distinguished pediatrician and neonatologist. She's really the mother of neonatology in the country. I don't know why, but maybe because she cared so much about professionalism and ethics, also chose to train as a lawyer as well. I don't know why. We can ask her when she comes upstage. But please, help me welcome on stage Professor Jikua Planjru, our guest speaker. Prof. Planjru. So you should listen to what she says, because she's going to be one of your teachers, and she would expect nothing less but professionalism. Prof, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'll also stand on the established protocol. Medical Heralds, thank you very much. That was beautiful. And I know how much hard work you've put into this. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, students, first of all, I'd say a very big congratulations to our students. I think that you've come a long way, you've worked hard, and you deserve to be congratulated. Dr. Lai's story reminded me of a day a few years ago. I was with my daughter. My daughter was a house officer. She was wearing a white coat, and we were standing in front of the ward I was in. I was the head of the unit at that time. So as we were walking out, somebody said, "Doctor." So I turned around. I thought it was one of the mothers of my baby. And she said, "Mpacho, nyewa, mini doctor, no." Yeah. So the white coat is important, but it's not everything. We're talking about professionalism in a digital age. But I need you to remember and to put some stakes in the ground. Remember that no matter what age you are in, digital or otherwise, there are certain basics that you must put a stake in the ground today. Decency, respect, compassion, lifelong learning, a commitment to excellence. Unfortunately, there's quite a lot of shoddiness, people taking shortcuts, people doing substandard work and getting away with it. A willingness to consult. One of the most frightening things for me is when I call the ward, there's a house officer there, and I call the ward and I say, "How is the ward?" And they say, "Oh, Mrs. Plandrew, everything is okay." It is the most frightening thing because you know this is a doctor who has missed a lot of things. On a newborn care ward, everything is never okay. So be humble enough to consult when you have difficulties, reach out. A lot of people have talked about humility, know your limits, and I think that these things are non-negotiable. Just this morning, as I was walking in, and we're all up there trying to get the place organized. Some of the students were late. I saw Professor Mwaku looking very, very stressed, all over the place. And I heard him speaking to one of the students, and he said, "Please go and sit down." And this student looked him in the face and walked past him and walked out. And I was shocked. And I was just thinking, I mean, if your lecturer is giving you a direct instruction, please go and sit down. I can't imagine how you're going to behave on the ward when some poor, frightened mother who has a newborn and doesn't know what to do is seeking your help. So I want to talk on the ward, please. Increasingly, we're seeing a lot of relatively bad behavior. You must recognize that there are many of you. There are fewer and fewer and fewer patients for you to work on. Remember that there is no patient in Konfanochi or any of the other sites who is on admission because of medical students. You do not, if a patient allows you to take a history, to palpate their abdomen or the abdomen of their child, please respect it. Don't treat patients disrespectfully. Just yesterday, I was with a group on the ward and they were going to present a case to me. They just stood around the patient and they started talking. A few years ago, one of my daughters was on admission in a hospital in Accra. And I realized just how painful it is when people just come and stand around your bed. You don't know who they are. You may not even understand what they are saying. And then they just talk. And when they finish, they walk off. And they don't say anything to you. So please, when you come to the ward, don't act entitled. Nobody owes it to you. Remember that every patient you disrespect, you make it harder for the next group to use that patient. And when that patient goes home, they are going to tell people, "Hey, medical students, they want to say. So one of their relatives also comes on admission. They're not going to let you touch them. Remember, you need the patients. Yes, yesterday we were learning about how to resuscitate a newborn. And the students were using the mannequins. And I was saying to them, yes, use a mannequin to develop your skills. But remember that using a mannequin is different from resuscitating a live baby whose mother has done IVF 3 times and she's watching you. It's not the same thing. So you need live clinical material. Please treasure it, value it, treat patients with a lot of compassion, respect, and make it easier for those who will come after you. I think a lot has been said about confidentiality. Confidentiality is one of the huge challenges of the information age because it's so easy to transmit information. But I think a lot has been said. So let me just focus on picture taking. A few years ago, I had some students on the ward, and we were talking about a child who had a hydrocephalus, a very large head and a lot of problems. After the teaching session, for some reason, I needed to reach out to one of the students about something. I think she was the group leader. I got to her WhatsApp page, and there was the picture of the baby on her status, on her DP. I can't, I was so shocked. Please, the school doesn't have, as far as I know, an official policy on taking pictures. But my personal opinion is students should not take pictures. Because if a problem comes about the picture, it is your boss who is in trouble. You will not carry any liability. So when you do have to take pictures, make sure that you have absolute clearance from your seniors, from the ward. They will show you the procedure, how to take permission from the patient for the pictures, and not just take permission to take the pictures, but the patient must know what you're going to do with it. So, but as I said, I think that, students should not be on the ward taking pictures, putting them on their DP, just sending them out so that people will know that, you are almost a doctor. Keeping my eyes on time. We all know that there's lots and lots of information online. I was listening to one of the local TV presenters, and he was breaking some news item. Then he said, "Hey, internet." We know that the internet is a wide, big place, a combination of wisdom and foolishness, and they're all up there. So please, be discerning. Make good use of you are so privileged. You should be way, way better than us. I was so shocked when I went to the ward and I had a child who had clear bronchial breath sounds. And I thought, let me let the students. And I said, have you ever heard bronchial breath sounds? And they said, no. And I said, no, I don't mean on a patient. Have you ever gone online to listen to what they look like so that you recognize them? They all said no, And I found that a shame. There's lots of resources that many of us didn't have. We didn't even have 1% of what you have. Make good use of it. Make good use of it, to make yourself better clinicians than we are. Use the various tools of artificial intelligence with caution, with humility. Recognize its limitations. I remember once I had a house help, and I was hot. I was really, really busy. I needed things to do. Normally, I don't let her cook for me, but I was really busy, and so I said, look, can you fry this chicken for me? I'm sure you're wondering where I'm going. So I said, can you fry this chicken for me? And she said, oh, mommy, Maya. So I left it with her, and I went to do whatever I had to do, and I came back. When I came back, it was done. It looked beautiful. The chicken was brown and crisp. And I said, wow, this girl has done well. And then something said, taste it. And I picked it up. It was it was oozing blood. It was raw. It wasn't cooked. And I'm telling this story because sometimes you go for a presentation, house officer, medical student, you ask them to give a presentation. And it looks wonderful. The graphs, the diagrams, the English, it's beautiful. And then when they finish the presentation, you begin to ask 2 questions, and immediately you realize that they didn't do it themselves. Please, artificial intelligence, we are all grappling with it. We are all relatively new to it. We are all struggling to decide where to place it. But remember that it is not it's not just to make you look good. It is not it is not to replace your minds. It's not to replace your thinking. It's not to replace the quality of the information you imbibe. It's a tool. For goodness sake, use it as a tool. Use it with humility. Use it with wisdom. Use it with caution. Know its limitations. And it's much better to give a much more simple presentation or whatever that you fully understand, you can defend, you can answer questions, than to give something, and then as soon as people push you small, then, you begin to shake. Okay. So, as people were speaking, I was canceling things out, and so, because the time is very short, and I'm sure we are in a hurry to get to the main thing, which is the white, done in our white coats. So I'll just quickly say that it's very worrying increasingly the way products are beginning to treat the skills of taking histories and clinical examination. Please, it is so, please, when you know, in fourth year as you go, it is one of the very important skills that you must learn. Please take it seriously. Look, because even in the age of information technology, you're going to use ChatGPT, you need to feed something sensible into ChatGPT if you want it to help you make a diagnosis or do whatever. And therefore, you must have good information. So please take your clinical skills very, very seriously. Learn how to take your time and take good histories. Learn how to examine. That will inform you what lab tests to take, and because not everything is necessary in every patient. If you've taken your history, it refines your ability to request lab tests. It helps you use your AI tools more effectively. Manage your screen time. Again, we are all struggling with screen time. Many of us wake up in the morning, we want to do our morning devotion, and then you look on your phone and some WhatsApp message comes. Before you know it, 15 minutes is gone. Manage your screen time. As I'm a pediatrician, there are so many studies on screen time in young children. But we know that screen time affects all of us. When we don't manage our screen time properly, it affects our sleep, it affects our ability to concentrate, it affects our ability to study, and all that. So please manage your screen time well. I was just thinking that I think the children, we need to rewrite the milestones, because I gave my 15-month grandson a phone. He took his mother's phone. And I thought he was just playing with it and hitting it. And I realized that no, this boy knows what he's doing. He looked, he found Netflix, and he pressed it, and he opened it. Then he found a particular cartoon that he likes, and he opened it. And I said, no, this screen time thing is very scary. We all need to manage it properly. Manage your online presence. Remember that things you post never really go away. Some years back, I was in an institution, doing some work for an institution. And there was a document which was quite sensitive. I had worked on it for several days, and then it vanished. It vanished. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I had to take my laptop and go and sit with one of the ICT people. And that was when I realized that, hey, documents that I thought I had deleted years and years ago, they were all there. Be careful what you put out online. Be careful how you present yourself. Because unlike in our time, the mistakes of your past, they go away. In your time, if you put your mistakes out online, they never go away. And one day, they may come and confront you, especially in the profession you have chosen to be. On that note, I will just say I wish you all the very, very best. May God bless each and every one of you. I wish you a wonderful, a very fulfilling, ethical career with the highest possible standards of professionalism to each of you. Thank you very much.
Let's do it. Let's do it for Professor Mrs. Jikua Planjru. She's one of the mothers in the clinical years, and trust me, you will learn a lot from her. Taking care of newborns. One thing that I remember her do, as a trainee, I was wondering how I was going to handle those 0.6 kilo babies. That's so tiny, and you have to be able to pass a cannula and give infusion or give blood to this patient. But Auntie Jikua will guide you along the way. Thank you very much, Prof. We appreciate you greatly. I'd like to acknowledge Professor Yao Edu Sarkodie, former Provost, former Dean, School of Medical Sciences, former Provost, College of Health Sciences. And also my brother and friend, Dr. Nana Kwame Eyisi Boateng, Director, University Health Services, and also faculty in the Department of Medicine. Hello, students. We are there. The reason that for which you are here, we are almost there. And so, Doctors Esinam Agbeko and Augustine Teia together with the ushers, will be guiding you through your steps. And then if we can have the registrars for the School of Dentistry and the School of Medical Sciences come up. Whilst we prepare medical heralds, please give us an interlude so that we get our gowning done. Just one song, one beautiful song. That will let you shake your body a bit.
Kama obiara ebe unyamiye Yesu asetaimo amenina muinya kupona yo Yetsasia enadu aiseno kama obiara unyamiye Yesu
Thank you very much. I now call on the following faculty members to assist with the donning of the white coats. Prof. Mrs. Chrissy Abedu, Dr. Yao Opari Labi, Prof. Isaac Kofi Owusu, Prof. Sandra Kwartin Owusu, Dr. Philip Frimpong, Dr. Samuel Asari, Prof. Samson Entry, Prof. Yete Enwame, Dr. Thomas Dibi, Dr. Francis Ejapon. I now invite the students to come for the dawning. Adasi Ehonam Yao, Ismail Hassan Abdul Salam Ibrahim, Ediya Gigi Akosue Jama, Adomako Abinasi Edua, Educhum Akosia Jesiwa, Efrifa Genevieve Jesiwa, Ajimai Bempa Ebenezer, Akintin Efieje Wariafe, Amankwa Karen Safo, Ameya Nana Kwame Amwafo.
You have to call the deans to come here.
Okay. Ampoma Asamoah Kelvin, Anan Joshua Tetekwao, Entwi Nanaya Echa, Entwi Boesiaku Efia Boatma, Asabri Nana Ejapon Opoku, Awafu Amanda, Ewa Faustina Bechi, Barnes Echo Samuel, Buedi Ata Emmanuel, Boateng Gilbert.
The moment they finish and they are going now, mention the next one. I'm more moving them to
Boatin Janet Safua, Boatin Labi Lloyd Boama, Kondria Benedict, Dazi Janet Eresi, Dante Jesli Abnasewa, Dobache Emanuela Amenuveve Bright, Dowuna Eliza Michelle Nana, Enuame Akime Selom Ekia, Fokuo Yao Inti, Frempong Kwejo Frempong. Jemfi Bwedu Mavis, Jima Evangeline Chumesiwa, Heavy Sinam Koko, Honey Godfrey Kofi, Kasim Mohammed Zaidan, Kesi Enyeje Kweku, Kofi Ni Adote, Potife Griffith Elom Kobla, Mantekro Lois Asamoabia, Men's Gideon Adom. Thank you very much, faculty members. Yes. Okay. I invite the next faculty members to come for the dawning. Prof. Daniel Anso, Dr. Esther Ohinewa, Prof. Anthony Enemil, Dr. Yao Edubuachi, Prof. Solomon Obriyeboa, Prof. Ishak Dia, Prof. Nicholas Titiloye, Dr. Lambert Tete Apia, Dr. Lambert Tete Apia, Prof. Adam Jedu, Dr. George Akasi.
Collins Kokro. Call Dr. Collins Kokro.
Dr. Collins Kukru. Okay. Okay. The students, Mugambi Magnific, Nkansa Bwedu Susan, Nsaku Frederica Ruth, Obuo Victor Jewu, Owusu Efriye Victor, Owusu Asariya Enima, Poku Aba Atre, Prempe Edujahima Nana, Williams Ethel Ohine, Yaukuma Emmanuel Kekeli.
You printed the wrong copy. Okay. You printed the wrong one. I replaced him with so you have the wrong.
Okay.
Because I know
Okay. Simons Equiafosua, Apia Brenda Sewa, Kufo Efia Asantua, Menu Mabel Bwedua, Siabo Awosewa Ampafo, Abebio Mafu Nana Intiwa, Abdal Hafsa Wumpini, Abdul Kadil Mariam, Abdul Salam Rashid Bota, Abuaje Mamiama Adowa. Abuhashi Darin Mahmoud Sheikha, Abudu Caleb Danaba, Abudu Kal Dawuni, Echampo Abna Mansa, Adam Neisa Parapin, Adamte Kestin Dede, Adai Vanessa Erama, Adai Bonsu Marvin, Adai Chenchenhini Efia Frimpoma, Adi Eli Hope. Adengote Sarah Awindolema, Ejay Echa Efia, Ejay Edmond Sowa, Ejay Frederick, Ejay Tracy Pokia, Ejay Teria Lauren Albertina, Aduma Sama Chloe, Adumaku Emmanuela Nana Sewa, Adon Natalie Koleki, Edu Augustine Wurai. Thank you very much, faculty members. Okay. Please, the next faculty members, please. Prof. Nicholas Titiloye, Dr. Michael Frimpong, Dr. Amponsa Pepra, Dr. Martin Ejay, Prof. Adam Frimpong Asafu Ejay, Prof. Fred Safo, Mrs. Nana Enyima Boateng, Prof. Charles Hammond, Prof. John Jude Annan, Prof. Samuel Asamoah Sechi. The students, please. Edu Kumi Emmanuela Inshira, Edu Poku Andrew Obeng, Edu Sei Osei Kofi, Adwin Ejay Joshua, Azali Fafa David, Ejay Tete Stacy, Efriye Nathaniel, Efriye Yasewa, Agambil Valencia Nsuma, Agbenyale David Mauli. A Japan Fred, a Jari Parkwe Kukuma, a Jakupoku Nana Sewa, a Jekum Ajwa Pokua, a Jemai Bernard, a Jenim Boatin Kwesi, a Hinkra Marfo, Jim Ryan Kobe, Ahmed Ume, Akins Nana Makoa, Ekuma Emanuela Ajo. To be ambassador. Alassani Abdul Martin, Amani Ej Edna, Amankwata Koyo Vanessa, Amenyedu Eleclaim, Annie Afi, Ameveji Oneda Delali, Amelowo Benedicta, Amia Urakwejo, Emisa Christabel, Amwakun Abna, Amwakun Annie Afra. Amakunyano Ohini Nana Kwejo, Amuatin Chelsea Teria, Amu Lord Jesse, Amos Abanye Jojo, Ampon Sita Ama, Amponsa Bevelyn, Amponsa Fidelia Ajimai Equia, Amponsa Jefta, Amponsa Kofi Amankwa, Ananik Sidenia Caroline. Thank you very much, faculty members. Okay. We call on the next faculty members. Yes, batch 5. Yeah, batch 4. Okay. Dr. Collins Kokro, Prof. Isaac Autry, Dr. Michael Intim, Dr. Gordon Menuan Ponsa, Prof. Atisin, Prof. Emma Ajato, Dr. Kwabena Amoentri, Prof. Sanjeev Singh, Dr. Emmanuel Ameyao, Dr. Augustine Teria. Prof. Linda Fonjo. Prof. Alex Ousofori. Prof. Linda Debra. Okay, the student. Enim Cranton Augustine. Enin Aqua Jeremiah Techi. Ankuma Chumesi Ochre. Ankra Ann Ejay. Anante Tepel. Anobia Elizabeth. Anthony Juliana Equia. Entweje Philippa. Apia David. Apia Evans. Okay. Apia Kwesi, Apia Nanecha Ado, Apia Rhoda Adaziwa, Ahin Frida, Ama Redick, Afu Elvis Techi, Ata Lord Kusi, Ata Nana Joa Kakra, Asamwa Awu Ama Ejubi, Asamwa Lois. Okay. Asamoah Mensah Kelvin, Asari Christian Boating, Asensu Ampofu Juliet Bia, Ashon Janice Deborah Ayele, Esiama Caleb, Esiama Yebua Kwabna Sapon, Asiedu Emmanuel, Asoko William Waida, Esiama Francis Opon Boachi Yebua, Atakrapa Kofi Ado. Thank you very much, faculty members. When the next one? Okay. Next faculty members, please. Prof. Mrs. Linda Bacha Debra, Dr. Collins Ej Entry, Prof. Alex Owusu Ofori, Dr. Nana Kwame Eisi Boateng, Prof. Frances Owusu Ansa, Dr. Ruth Owusu Entry, Dr. Emmanuel Intim, Dr. Solomon Obriyeboa, Prof. Dr. Akosia Abuajua Ajiman Prempe, Dr. Atakusi Apia.
The next one will be the special guest and Dr. One more. Dr. Mrs. Brichum.
Dr. Mrs. Brichum. Brichum Nyakon. Okay, then the student. Atubra Lester Yao Apia, Atubra Prince, Ataboche John Osei Kofi, Etua Hini Nana Safu Kantaka, Eturu Prince Blessing, Awaribe Awunseba Ferdinand, Ban Caleb Kwabna Yeboa, Ban Sewa Efia, Bedu Ama Yeboa, Beidu Samuel Akoto Menu Yao. Wait.
About seven.
Seven. Okay. Banya Julia Adwecha, Bayo Ronnie, Berima Samuel Fosu, Brichum Nyakun Daniel Nana Fima, Boafu Samuel Asare, Boachi Yadom Lisa Yabrago, Boampon Edward Sefa, Boatin Efia Furiwa, Boatin Kofi Atajinia, Boatin Kwejo Educhum.
Raise your head up. Proud mother.
Okay. Boatin Inshira. Boatin Inshira Dakwa. Bobby Samuel Kwame. Bonsu Ohimin Kese. Bote Doku Samuel Israel. Bosumpin Irama Kunedu. Bosumtrin Ankuma Papa. Brobe Akwesi Yebua. Dabani Samson. Datson Eko Yebua Afari. Daddy Solomon Ebo. Thank you very much, faculty members. I call on the next faculty members, please. Dr. J.M.K. Damali, Dr. Sewa Bonsu Asafueje, Dr. William Addison, Dr. Lauren Sala, Prof. F.A. Yeboah, Prof. Elliot Cranton Tano, Prof. Mrs. Pedita Ochre, Dr. Max Efwi Anane Akolo, Dr. Dennis Lai, Dr. Patrick Nakwa. Okay, so Dr. Kennedy Jeubuahin.
Lauren Sala. Yes, we are part of this. Position 3. Position 4. Lauren, position 4. Okay. 3, 6, 7. Philip Frimpong, Vomawo.
Dr. Philip Frimpong. Dr. Vomawo. Prof. Charles Hammond. Prof. Vivian Paintel.
So students, you see, your photos are being taken. We know you want your DPs and your statuses to cry this evening. So kindly give us a pose properly. Don't bend down your head. Raise your heads a bit so the photographers can get good photos for you. Thank you.
Okay. The students, Damali Selasi Kekeli, Damwa Kwesi, Daku Mensa Nana Kesi David, Dakwa Jesse Dana, Dod Mami Efua, Dontri Christiana, Ifa Harrison Ade, Ifa Yeboah Fred Jr., Efu Samuel Mansu, Ellis Messelin, Eshen Emmanuel Eko Benuye, Izoke Vanessa Chigoziem, Fianco Marian Ousua, Fosua Pia Christabel Frema, Frimpon Akosia Frimpoma, Frimpon Metabel Mamiequia, Frimpon Nana Opoku, George Ama Asabia Daniela, Jessie Lynette Ejay Ohimeng, Jan Dia Winifred. Jechi Kizi Kumia, Hammond Fiona Iris, Hasford Victory Nana Efwanyame, Hineku Frederica Ohenewa, Hughes Charity, Ibrahim Habiba, Ibrahim Loratu, Isaka Nafsin, Zahia Muhammad, Johini Kwesi Jr., Jumo Ajin Philemon. Obesamba. Thank you very much, faculty members. Next faculty members, please. Prof. Ben Igan Jr., Dr. Dennis Lai, Dr. Samuel Inkansadako, Dr. Francis Atipila, Prof. Richard Phillips, Prof. Charles Hammond, Dr. Francis Sarkodie, Dr. Eric Dakun, Dr. Rex Mauli Jokoto, Dr. Mrs. Ekwefriye Okran. Dr. Nana Kwame Isibuating. The students, please. Kunedu Abna Kwachiwa, Kunedu Ashley Akosia, Kunedu Edmond Kofi, Kumsin Fifi Emisa, Kuma Joel Elikem, Kuma Kwejo Sapon, Kuma Che Selom Precious, Kumi Richmond Boache, Kunchogbe Mary Dufie, Kusi Wendy Yapokoa.
Sorry.
Okay. Next students, please. Kwatin Kweku Mensa, Trematin Enima Eunice, Tremi Benjamin, Lamte Cyril, Labi Andrews Ivan Parkwesi, Labi Amwa Eraba Oforiwa Ama, Lawman Joshua Tay, Likpalimo Eva Nobiti, Manful Anderson Kelvin, Manso Howard Wright. Menu Alex Opoku, Menu Entry Manuel Akufo, Mafu Jepta Kwabna, Mashud Mandeya Kalim, Mayebi Kenneth Kintido, Melekan Henrietta Shira, Minta Ama, Molonta Lebohang, Moni Emanuela Agata, Naman Lomon Edwina. Collins, okay. Thank you very much, faculty members. Next faculty members, please. Prof. Bernard Inkum, Prof. Robert Ngala, Dr. Wilfred Sam Awotri, Dr. Andrew Vomawo, Dr. Samuel Bimpong, Prof. Mrs. Blanche Rule, Dr. Yolanda Ashi, Prof. Ishmael Che, Dr. Frank Nketia Boache, Dr. Christian Amoa.
Okay, so let's call some people. Call Prof. Mrs. Abedu.
Prof. Mrs. Abedu, Dr. Lauren Sala,
And call Dr. Michael Frimpong.
Dr. Michael Frimpong,
Shall I hold your phone for you? Shall I hold your phone for you?
okay. The students, please. Indinga Ngwejom Jessica Fabrel, Niyo Mukuzi Pacific, Insia Mensa Efia Boatma, Inti Derek Apia, Nutako Kingsley Nunya, Nyaku Rosalind Mary, Nina Nanaya Persis, Obin Abna Sewa, Obin Judith Rees, Obin Daku Ferdinand. Odro Blessing, Ofe Raymond Papakwesi, Ofori Daniel Nana Owusukwesi, Ofori Mami Ekwia Sewa, Ofoso Hini Samuel Japan, Ofoso Hini Piasa Erina Efia Santua, Ohime Akosia Eniwa, Ochre Nyameba Akosia Yebua, Opoku Letitia Sampoma, Opoku Junior Francis Yao. Opoku Ajima Gabriel, Opoku Sika Samuel, Opon Mami Amachewa, Opuni Gideon, Opuni Yafusua, Osafu Abigail Kunedu, Osei Anabuama Ama, Osei Bernard Boateng, Osei Samuel Opoku, Osei Eje Edmond. Thank you very much, faculty members.
Thank you, faculty.
Next faculty members, please. Prof. Christian Obri Crine, Prof. Dominic Nedu Yeboah, Dr. Anthony Ofori Amanfo, Dr. Nana Rekumbrobe, Dr. Michael Owusu Ansa, Prof. Linda Ahinkra Funjo, Dr. Samuel Mensah, Dr. Augustine Teria, Dr. Eno Buachi Yadom, Dr. Nancy Dakun Adakun, Prof. Daniel Anson, Dr. Isi Boateng,
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 4 more. Dr. Lambert appear. Dr. Lambert appear. Lambert appear.
Dr. Lambert Appiah,
Prof. Ben Egan.
Prof. Ben Egan, Prof. Jocelyn Dogbe, the students, please. Osei Mensah Abdul Manan, Osei Mensah Carl, Ochi Frank Asante, Otin Eje Justice, Otin Nantia Daniel, Owusu Benjamin Osei, Owusu Bernard, Owusu Kwejo Osei, Owusu Mary Jemfua, Owusu Sam Jude. Owusu Victor, Owusu Bempa Bernard, Owusu Yeboah Christabel, Owusu Efriye Graham, Owusu Bonsu Chum Berima, Owusu Efayao, Pay to Raphael Ephraim, Kwame Elisha Ofoi, Korte Ofebia Lodina Sally, Kwe Kamal Dean.
Like the last batch. I'm on break. You are doing very well.
Kweno Daniel Na Kwenoki, Said Zanipolo, Sagbe Leonard, Takalkam, Sapon Techiwa Philippa, Scott Chelsea, Soshidi Sandra Bukbobli, Soti Ishmael Tete, Sowa Richard, Edu Stephanie Nyame, Tego Sharon Adaku. Thank you very much, faculty. Next faculty, please. Prof. Peku Ada Apia Ahin, Dr. Phyllis Tavia, Dr. Pa Eko Holt Williams, Prof. Vivian Pentel, Prof. Muchelu, Dr. Bismarck Dinku, Dr. Anthony Efum Ejei Ewa, Prof. Thomas Connie, Dr. Edu Tutu Amankwa, Dr. Bernard Peter, Dr. Philip Frimpong, Prof. Solomon Obriyeboa, Prof. Linda Deborah, Dr. Ikwe Okran, Dr. Esther Ohinewa,
Bernard, move slightly.
The students, please.
Linda, move a bit for me. Thank you.
Tankwa Simi Philippa, Teria Stephanie Equiabio, Tekpo Zidulayawa, Thompson Jeslord, Trinibua Kodia Adjoa Echama, Trinibua Trinchini Telemarcus, Chum Entry Henry, Uchechuku Blossom, Nioma, Uche Bloom Gabriela Chinema, Tay Vincent Nyako. Wimbame Ines, Vise Lucas Akwesi, Wilson Clifford Divine, Rekumbrobe Mameya, Yate Jelen Na Yale, Ifediora Chinosu Chikadili, Aferi Samuel Pejo Adet, Obin Ban David, Nathan Nyame, and Pray. Edu Isaac Pejo Chumberima, and Ponsa Kek Ofosu. Anochi Martin Kingsley, Enyimedu Petra Bentiwa, Atumedu Shremikezia, Frimpon Kelvin Kessie, Cheba for Prince, Ode Emmanuel Cranting, Oponi Frimpon Ozua, Shalom Tenda Nebi, Teye Bridget Efua, Hassan Simon.
Let's clap for them. Let's clap for our students. Let's clap for our children. Let's also clap for the faculty. Let's clap for ourselves as parents, guardians, and friends. We've all done very, very well. We've been patient. We've done 344 students. That's no mean feat. Thank you very much, faculty. And I think a special clap to Meg Ejako Nyameche, the registrar for the dental school. Meg, you did great. Standing to call out 350 students, no me. We should clap for Meg. Meg has done very well. Thank you very much, Meg. She was supposed to do half, and then the Hercules spirit entered her, and she decided to do all 350. So, Meg, thank you. Let's acknowledge Prof. Linda Bachat Deborah, Director GWAC, German West Africa Center for Emergency Preparedness, I think. Thank you, Linda. Welcome. So, SMS is in its jubilee year. SMS is in its jubilee year. And so, the 50th anniversary of this medical school, which we are all proudly a part of and which we now sending our kids here to for training, is 50 years. And some of my very seniors, they were 20-something or 30 in class. When I was a student, we were 76 in class. Now, as you can see, we have 340. That's, what, is this sextuple of the number? So, our training needs have increased. And in this jubilee year, the aim of the school is to build a ultra-modern lecture complex with a big enough capacity for us to train the students. And so, would kindly crave on you, loved ones, parents, to support us in this endeavor. Take these numbers. Momo number 050-312. Take your phones, take your phones. Take your phones. My provost friends who are parents, I'm not. You see, I'm looking in another direction. I can't look at their faces, so I'm looking at that air conditioner there. Parents, and one of my very good friends, he's looking at me now. And the message by the side. Take your phones. The merchant number is 525271. Merchant number 525271. Ma Vivian, you've seen me. I'm not seeing you with your phone. Momo number 050-312-8216. 050-312-8216. And use SMS as 50 for reference. The Momo number is Telecel Cash. Telecel Cash. Further, we have our beautiful anniversary clothes. You have souvenirs at the back that you can make a purchase of even as you support SMS at 50. Let's clap for each other. We've done very well. We are nearly at the end. Yes. So we've gowned and we now have gotten to a very important part of the ceremony, which is the recitation of the medical student oath or vow. And this would mark the entry of our students into clinical training, the final phase or the final frontier of their training as doctors and dental surgeons. And to help us administer the oath, shall we welcome Professor Alexander Oti Achiampong, the Dean of the School of Dentistry, KNUST. Prof. Oti Achiampong.
Can we, the student, can we all be upstanding in your white coat? Can we all be upstanding? Okay. Okay, so I'm sure you are aware of the content of the pledge. Are you aware of that? Yes, so this is going to be binding on you so that in case you decide to do otherwise, we can always refer to this. So let's take like 10 seconds. If you feel strongly that you don't want to accept this or maybe get out of the clinical studies, please let us know. 10 seconds. Okay, so since I see no movement, it means that we are all ready for the pledge. Okay, so when I say I, and then you put your name there, and then we continue. So I publicly acknowledge and accept the privileges and responsibilities given to me today. As a physician in training, and dedicate myself to provide care to those in need. I will approach all aspects of my education with honesty and integrity. Embracing opportunities to learn from patients, teachers, and colleagues. I will always maintain the highest standard of professional conduct. I will value the knowledge and wisdom of the physicians who have preceded me. I will recognize my weaknesses and strengths and strive to develop those qualities. That will earn the respect of my patients, my colleagues, my family, and myself. I will respect the humanity, the rights and decisions of all patients. I will attend to them with compassion and without bias. I will maintain patient confidentiality and be tactful in my words and actions. I will value the diversity of patients' experiences, cultures, and beliefs, because it enhances my ability to cater for them and enriches my education. I will not forget that warmth, sympathy, and understanding are integral to the patient care. I will strive to earn the trust my patient place in me and the respect that society places upon my profession. I will recognize the privileges afforded to me as a physician in training and promise not to abuse them. As I accept these new responsibilities, I will not forget the importance of my own health and well-being. Knowing my own limitations and those of medicine, I commit myself to a lifelong journey of learning how to care, relieve, and comfort with humility and compassion. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. So help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations, class of 2029. Congratulations. Three happy cheers for the class of 2029. Hip, hip, hip. Hip, hip, hip. Was that a no? $2028. Yay! So I nearly let you trail 1 year. I apologize. I didn't realize you were in such a hurry to complete and to save your parents 1 year of fee paying. Congratulations, SMS class of 2028. Your completion date will be 26th of September 2028. So you can start saving the dates and sending out the wedding invitations. But that will mean that you have to ensure that you have no trails, because the clinical years are not forgiven. It is back to back. And I've already given you your program. And so you know you are not going to get those 1 month, 2 month vacations. And you remember what happened in November and December 2025. So congratulations, class. Kindly take your seats.
Shall we give them a big round of applause? We would like all our parents to stand.
Yes.
All our proud parents who are here, please stand.
Parents stand.
And students, clap for your parents.
Clap for your parents. Clap for your parents. Clap for your parents.
Clap for your parents.
Clap for your parents. Thank you, parents. We are proud of you. We are proud of you. We are proud of you. We are proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, all our parents. Thank you, all our parents. Your kids are proud of you.
And our parents, please, in the spirit of the pride that you feel now, would like you to pick a souvenir on your way out after the program. Yeah. We have our history books and we have our anniversary cloth that you can keep and take home with pride as you continue to support your children through school. Still in the spirit of continuing to contribute to our legacy project, we would like to invite 2 groups to come up stage. The first would be SMS class of 2000. SMS class of 2000
Prof.
here.
Anthony Enemel, Professor Jude Annan. Who do I say? Oh, Dr. Wilfred Sam Awotri. Let's clap for them. Dr. Yao Oparela B. Please come up stage. Come up stage, SMS class of 2000. So they were supposed to complete in 1999. And they were a little, those days they invested, there were a few bad boys. So there was a strike. They ended up finishing in the year 2000. And who do I hand it to? Okay, Prof. Animal.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege for us to be here to contribute to our school. We entered medical school in 1993, and if it was the usual 6 years, we should have graduated in 1999. But destiny took us to 2000. So we are the Silver Jubilee class, we are the Millennium class, because we completed in the year 2000. So we are representing our year group. We are 48 in number. Unfortunately, 2 of us have joined our maker, so they are no longer with us, Edward and Harry. So we want to contribute our widow's mite. We have been able to raise 204,000 Ghana cedis to support the legacy project. And we trust that our colleagues who for one reason or the other and are joining virtually are observing the fact that we have presented on their behalf. That some of our colleagues outside, others are in Ghana, but for one reason or the other, they couldn't join. So on behalf of the Millennium class, we want to call the Dean of the Medical School to come and receive this on behalf of the Millennium class. Fundraising Committee Chair, Prof. Linda Fonjo, and the President of the Alumni Group, Prof. Dogbe, to join us. Yes. Thank you. And we also want to say the Director of Health Services, KNUST, Dr. Isi Buati, to join.
So this is all in aid of our legacy project, the ultra-modern multi-story lecture theater, which is essential for clinical training. We need to get this done over the next few years. Yeah.
Thank you.
Control room, if you can put up the images, then people can see what it is we want to do. Again, the Telecel cash number 050-312-8216 or merchant ID 525271. Let's do it better for SMS class of 2000. The SMS class of 2000. No. And you see how Prof. Linda Ayinkrafonjo is holding the cash. I know, right? Fair woman and money. Thank you, Linda. Kindly take your seat. She's my friend. She will have done exactly that to me. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you greatly.
Please, shall we invite Glyco, the second group, to also come up? Glyco wants to speak to us. Please, let's welcome them with a round of applause.
Thank you very much. I'm Reverend Dankwa from Glyco Life. I represent my boss, who is not in town, and then the company as a whole. I'm so excited to be here this morning, and then there's a passion that is bubbling in me. I want to believe that in the next 15 years, my sons will be here. Yeah, they should be here. And then, sons, I have 3 sons, so they will all be here. All right. So, what's it? I'm here to talk about just a product of Glyco, and then we pick it from there. We have had a lengthy discussion with the dean of the school as to how we can go about supporting the new building you want to put up. So, we would like to talk about what you call end of service benefit. We all know as students are graduating, whilst they are taking on a new life, they will need money in the next 10 years. Some would want to start a family. Some would want to put up structures. They would want to build a home for their family. So we give an opportunity for them to save whilst they are working. We have what we call a sum assured, ranging between 100,000 and then a million cedis, and as much as you would want to have in the next 10 years. Whilst you are contributing, we give 3 main life cover, which is death. If death should set in, whatever sum assured you selected will be paid, whilst contributions don't come again. At the end of the policy or at maturity, we pay the sum assured again. So sum assured are paid in 2 if there is death. When there is disability, we pay the selected sum assured. Say if it's 200,000, we'll pay the 200,000 if disability sets in. When the policy matures, we pay additional 200,000 cedis. Because the policy is in 2 parts. It has the savings aspect and then the risk aspect. So when the risk occurs, we pay the risk part of it. And then when the policy matures, we pay the savings aspect as well. Then, when the policy runs for 5 years, you have the opportunity of coming into it to make what we call a partial withdrawal out of it. At maturity, we give you a lump sum of the 200,000 cedis you selected. Say if you selected 200,000 cedis, because we know 200,000 cedis today will not be the same as 200,000 cedis tomorrow. So there's what we call benefit escalator. The sum assured will be escalated in the subsequent years for you. So if you selected 200,000, by the time the policy matures, you get around 300,000 cedis as your sum assured or as your take home. Now, after 2 years of continuous payment, from the 3rd year going in, you don't pay 12 months, but rather you pay 11 months in a year. So that 1 month will be given to you as bonus or as a birthday presentation. So your birth month you selected, we will not deduct anything from you. We have our tent, our booths out there, parents here, students who are yet to go into their clinical salon. I know definitely you might think you don't have money, but you have the money to pay. You don't pay much. We have our booths out there. Our agent and our colleagues are out there. They will attend to you right after this program. If there are any further questions that you want us to discuss or talk about, we can talk about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Glyco. We are there. We are there.
At the end.
At the end. Mhm. Anita?
Yeah. So we'll take the closing prayer, and then after that, there will be 3 photos taken inside here, and would recess. For the closing prayer, please.
A few announcements before. So, parents, are you happy? So, because you are so happy, you will refresh your children. You give them item 13 yourselves. But the school has a little package for students, so as you go out, you pick it on your way. And then members of faculty would congregate at SMS for an invited guest. Faculty members and invited guests will meet at SMS for the refreshment. Shall we have Reverend Sister Professor Emily Owusu Ansan give us the closing prayer?
May I respectfully ask that we stand and pray.
We did a 2.5.
Shall we pray? Our gracious God, we thank you. We thank you with all our hearts and minds and our soul. We thank you for what we have witnessed, this beautiful ceremony. We thank you again for our School of Medical Sciences, for our School of Dentistry. We thank you for our leadership. We thank you for faculty. We thank you for our students. And we thank you for our parents and our guardians who have supported us. We ask you, gracious God, to send us forth to do your will. Prepare us to serve your people and to serve them well, so that all the glory and honor may be yours. We ask all of these through Christ, our Lord and our brother. Amen.
Thank you very much, Reverend Sister. Parents and invited guests, kindly take your seats. Students remain standing. Students remain standing. Parents, invited guests, please take your seats. 2 minutes, we are out of here. 2 minutes. Students stand. I think the photographer is taking a shot. No, everyone else sits apart from the students. Yeah. So these days, the photos have to be taken in a certain angle and way. So I'm only following instructions. Thank you. Thank you. Can we have all our invited guests come up stage? Please, invited
Students,
guests,
you can
please.
take your seat now.
Students, take your seats. Invited guests, please walk up stage for a commemorative photo. You can either come, photographers, they should come on stage or here. Some will be in front. Is that it? Directors, please. Yeah. Invited guests. Faculty members. Oh, Professor in Cancer and Co. Please join, please. Yeah. Our former provost, Professor Agbenyaga, Professor Edusa Akode, Deans, please join. Past Deans, Vice Deans, current Vice Dean, please join. Dr. Thomas Ajakumpoku, please, please. Former Vice Dean Samson Entry, former Vice Dean Professor Abedu, please. Faculty members, kindly join. Members of faculty, please join. Members of faculty, please. Please. Linda, your check. Or it can wait. Faculty members, please. Some person mobile answer. Praying for no more. Let's move. Do we have everyone? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the medical heralds, please continue singing.